I got some more information. So this is the second video. Actually, I found out some more information about this one where we had a leak. Not gonna say who, how, where, or when I'm at. I don't want to incriminate nobody, but yeah, just getting in a working attitude was exactly what happened here. So after going through a few translators and translators who could barely understand translator who translated from the first person, there was definitely some loss in communication. But situation comes, let's get the car out because they have to, because they can't get this line. Apparently the technician might have put in the tubes down here in wrong and forced it and damaged it, and they were going to replace the line from that video from a few weeks ago when I made it on this. So they called up the GMC dealer, and the factory said, okay, so they put this part on order, and the person says 28 days later they noticed they haven't got the part yet, and they called back to check up on why this part has not come. Apparently they said the part, without telling the owner, who has to get this car out with a really angry customer, and they had to take all this off to try to do a repair and replace the part. They were finally told after 28 days that the part is no longer in production. They gave up on this. And the words from, I'm quoting from the person who talked directly to the parts person at Chevy, GMC, said, this is out of production. They're no longer making it. And the reason is we have now shifted our energy and our forces, our business model over to electric vehicles. So we're not going to start supporting gas vehicles and making parts for them anymore. So they gave up making some of the parts on this vehicle because it's a gas vehicle, and they're shifting over. So if you own a GM vehicle and you start hearing that your car, this is a 2015-16 model, your vehicle that is this new, they're going to start not supporting some of the parts just because they want to put all their money and draw the money out of electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles and stop supporting the gas. So you could see, if you buy a Chevy product, and other manufacturers will probably start doing this too, that all of a sudden they're going to stop supporting parts because it's a gas vehicle. Now, General Motors has a history of stop supporting vehicles in a platform line. Remember the old, I remember my first wife bought one, a Saturn. Remember the Saturn SL2 or a Saturn? I purchased one of those first Saturns. My wife wanted one, and eventually GM stopped supporting it. Remember the Volt? The Volt was going to be a great car, platform line. Well, you know, recently you heard they stopped manufacturing it. Remember General Motors' first attempt at the very first hybrid vehicles they manufactured, and they took them all back from customers and crushed them? And some of the things on them were lasting too long. You know, they never want stuff to last too long. If it's low production, they can't make their money back. So they take them back, stop supporting them, or crush them. So this is history, guys. It keeps repeating itself. Now you have Chevy saying directly from the parts guy, no longer going to start supporting some of the product lines and parts on some gas vehicles just because they're gas. Yeah, we sold them to customers before, but that's your problem. We got your money and we're laughing all the way to the bank, and we're not going to support you. So that's what's going on here. And yes, I was told that the technicians had to do whatever they had to do just to get this out of here so they could get the customer back to the car. And I could really understand the owner of the shop's frustration, not being told that this was out of production, and until they looked into it. And this customer, can you imagine how angry this customer is? Now, if you're an insurance, if you're a body shop and you're direct with this, say, insurance company, and the insurance company is saying, hey, why is this customer so pissed off, and you're past your delivery date, what that makes you look like on, because they have a little ranking score that how fast you could get vehicles out and saving them money and turnover time and everything like that, whether they're going to shove cars out to you or not. This makes the shop owner look bad because the manufacturer stopped carrying this, but it all stemmed down from the technician messing it up in the first place by not putting it on correctly, and that comes down to lack of education, lack of training, lack of experience. Everything keeps coming back to lack of education and knowledge and experience. and then cheapness plays into the game, and then laziness plays in the game. So this is one of my rants. The education, laziness, and cheapness in this industry. We're in a generation that is setting a record in history of lack of education, all the way from the top dog in a company all the way down to the lowliest worker at the bottom of the line. Times are changing. Keep up or get out. Leo Iacocca said one time, lead, follow, or get out of the way. And I've been saying this for 30 years. I'm definitely not getting out of the way. All right, guys, until I'm 130 years old, I'll still be doing this. See ya.